Hi, and welcome to the Tea with Intuitives podcast. I'm Meli, an Akashic reader, past life psychic, and channeling coach.
And I'm Brittany, an esoteric healer and spiritual life coach. Each episode, we answer one of your questions about spirituality, the Akashic records, energy healing, meditation, spirit guides, and the unseen world.
So we invite you to grab your cup of tea while we answer the question, are curses real? But before we dive into this subject, Brittany, what tea are you drinking today?
Today, I have a green passion fruit tea.
Wow!
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
haven't.
surprised. Green passion fruit tea.
Yes, I haven't tried it yet, so I'm waiting for it to cool off and then I'll give it a taste.
Oh, okay. So at one point I'll be talking and maybe you'll go, oh, like this is not what I
Yes.
thought.
Why would I ever drink this?
Yeah.
Throws it over the shoulder.
Yeah, yeah. Not on your laptop. That's done already.
I already did that once. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally spilled tea all over my computer, but
Well, I don't know if I'm going to surprise you, but I am drinking a cocoa matcha latte.
yum.
Yes, it's rainy outside today. We've had lots of sun and I mean it's pretty hot right now. It's 31 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's hot. It's summer.
That's hot.
But the fact that it's rainy, I'm like, I want a hot latte.
Yum.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's getting warm over here too. It's like
Yeah.
85
Mhm.
Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is, but
Me neither. We should have a chart when we talk to each other. I just remember, I don't know if I mentioned it already. I know that 80s and higher is hot because my grandparents used to be snowbirds. So that means they were living in Florida during the winter months. And I remember my grandpa calling me when I was like 6 years old, telling me it was 80 degrees outside. And I was like, what? You must be burning.
yeah.
And in Canada, I think we only switched to Celsius in the 70s. So for my grandpa, Fahrenheits were super normal, and he wasn't realizing why I was so alarmed.
He was used to it. So 31 is 87 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, okay. So we have the same temperature
It's the
right
same.
now.
Yeah.
Wow, that's rare.
Yeah, hot. That's all I got. It's hot.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So today's question is super interesting. Actually, before I get to that, I do want to mention something really exciting for Melly. She has launched a very special course. A
I
Go at Your Own Pace, How to Read the Akashic Records with Melly as her teacher. How exciting!
Yeah, so exciting. I call it my third baby because first I got Rosalie, then I got my channeling course, and now I have my Akashic Records course. And when I say it's my baby, it's because there's so much love and work put into it. I'm sure people cannot imagine. And I feel it's exactly when you decide to have a child, you don't think about the amount of work and difficulty that there is behind it. You just do it. It's the same when you decide to do an online course. So it's a very complete course, guys. It's a 6 module course, and you learn exactly how to meditate, activate your soul star chakra, the eighth chakra. I teach you the entry prayer that I use, all my methods, my little tricks, how to
Mhm.
raise your vibes. And then what is special about this course is that I also teach how to get your own light healings in the records, how to do past life healing, ancestral bond cutting, so working on ancestral patterns. And if you pick the all-inclusive course, there's also bonuses, so you can read the Akashic records of your pets, of public places, and so on. You can learn how to do card readings in the Akashic records. So it's super, super complete. And for anyone listening to this, I'm offering a 10% discount. So just check this show note and I'm going to give you the code over there if you are ever interested.
Yay! That would
Yay.
be such a fun summertime course to do.
Yeah,
It would
absolutely.
be.
And it's at your own pace, by the way. So you can start, finish whenever you want.
Yeah, awesome. That's such a big, big, big offering. It's so fun.
And Brittany, we should also mention that you mentioned lately that the Bright Hue is still on, so you're still offering the Bright Hue coaching, and you
Yeah,
still have a
so
section about the Akashic records in that coaching.
absolutely. The beautiful thing about the Bright You, I started this 12-week coaching container 2 years ago. And the beautiful thing about it is it's really catered to what someone needs, whether they are really deep into their spiritual practice and they just need the accountability to grow certain projects that they've had in the back of their mind. Or if you're new with your intuition and you want to explore intuition development and you're curious as to what you are capable of, if you're curious as to kind of what your intuitive abilities are, maybe your strong suits, we can explore that in the Bright You. And one thing that's super important is I'm not I am totally open. I'm not a closed book. I'm such an open book in the Bright You that if you want to explore the Akashic records in some one-on-one mentorship capacity, we can do that in the Bright You. And we can also explore sort of things you're interested in, like chakra systems or getting you started on the path to becoming a certified energy healer. It's really a 12-week container that is to support you and where your growth is focused on. I'm just here to hold space for that and offer the coaching to support you on your journey. So it's a really, really fun place to explore your spirituality and your unique self. It's a really fun adventure.
Yeah, yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we get to today's subject, curses?
Speaking of exploration and energy healing in the Akashic records, curses. Yes, something I feel like we don't. Well, I'll take that back. I feel like spirituality is kind of one of two things. You either have your person who's spiritual in this community that is super love and light, or then you have the opposite end of the spectrum where you may be around or follow spiritual people who are on the spectrum of um, curses and conspiracy theory and
Mhm.
I more maybe more of a positive mindset versus a negative mindset, and not that curses fit into either box. But Melly and I chatted a little bit about this before we hit record. It was just this thing of what are they? What are curses? Do they exist? Are they real? Are they tangible? And I will just say, one of the very first readings I ever gave, we broke some past life karma that actually felt like a curse. So for the client, it was a family curse that had been passed on through generations. For me, being in the Akashic records, what it actually was a karmic thread that had been passed on through the generations of where the karmic thread started. So my little experience with curses has really just been changing it from a curse to a karmic thread that needs to be healed and alchemized. But again, that was a generational healing that occurred for that client. Curses that are happening right now, like if I was to put a hex on someone, which I would never do, I don't even know how I would do that. I guess I would just think ill of that person. I think your intentions behind what you say and you do create the bond that then creates, we'll say, a curse or however you want to word it, bad karma even. But Melly, what are your thoughts around it?
So just to piggyback on what you said, I'm the same. I believe that energy follows thought, follows intention. And so if you have ill thoughts or intentions about a certain person or a certain situation, because maybe you're just thinking bad things that are going to happen on, I don't know, Stephanie's summer trip, you know? So you are sending bad energies, bad juju out there. So I see this as a type of a curse, maybe. And I also believe in the power of words. So when you talk ill about someone, the words have power. And that is also when you talk ill about yourself. It's as if you are cursing yourself every time. It's as if you are denying the beautiful soul that you are. So I see these, like, some people would call them curses. I rather talk about bad energies, bad juju, and being very careful with our words and with our intentions. I'm not talking about, sometimes our ego self is going to have some negative thoughts, but the ego is not you. So you don't really need to worry about that. But if it's really thought through and you have bad intentions, now that can be a curse. But what I want to warn people about is that culture of fear that a lot of quote unquote spiritual people are nurturing, either to make what they do look like sensationalist. Is that a word in English?
It sounds good.
Sounds good. Let's say it's a word. Like they want to impress people, and other times they want to have power on their clients. So they are telling them, no, you cannot do that. It's too dangerous for you. Like you are going to get attacked. You are going to get possessed. So there is this fear culture that is being nurtured by so-called psychics and spiritual people that it really plays against all the psychics. I feel like you and I, Brittany, who just want to do good and help people, and lots of people are just too afraid about spirituality because of that that culture of fear. And so when you see someone, I see people on the web, they're saying, I'm going to put a curse on your ex, or I'm going to play mind tricks on your ex so they come back to you. I'm like, what is this? Everyone has their free will. Like the spirit guides will never give their consent to manipulate other people or to do bad things to other people. So there's that. I also have a story about what I consider to be a curse. And you're going to find out that it's actually very simple, and a lot of people do that. So my ex-boss was telling me that she used to be a clerk in a clothing shop. So it was a very little shop, and she would work with the manager every day. And every day, every morning, the manager would tell her, oh, you look really tired today, poor you. And every day she was being told that she looked tired. And she realized after a while that it really affected her energy and how she was seeing herself. And she started believing in it. Once she was conscious of what was at play, when she got to work the next day, she told her manager, well, you know what? Actually, I feel great and I feel beautiful. Do you feel tired?
I think that would be a great podcast episode, speaking about the power of words and the power of the words you use, because even saying something or thinking something, people say it's not written in stone, but in a lot of ways it's written in this vibrational output that we're giving off. Maybe we can coin the phrase micro curses when we label something or someone, like, oh, you're tired, or whatever it is, or we talk to ourselves like, oh, you're never going to be successful, you're not good enough at this. Those are like little micro curses that you put on yourself in an energetic sense. Often, I do believe at the end of the day, curses are real because intention is real. And if anyone has the intention to cause harm, that is like a curse in a way. Although I think curses can be very ritualistic, I do think that there are probably people who practice dark magic to get the things that they want. But again, that's when we go kind of into the other spectrum of spirituality where it's more of a dark magic practice. I think curse is very fitting for that realm of work. But I think karma or vibration or intention is a more fitting vocabulary for the healing work that we do. So
Yeah, completely agree. Thank you for listening to the Tea with Intuitives podcast.
If you have a question for us, you can send it at teawithintuitives@gmail.com or via Instagram or YouTube.
Your love for this podcast helps us grow and reach more like-minded souls, so don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast.
Have a beautiful week.